You know what came to mind after my last video about the people closest around you closest that keep you in their reality and you remaining in that reality the way you are. And if you change, then you're called crazy or have a problem or something because you've decided to change who you are in any sense. So I think the paradoxical part of that, or dichotomy, is, are you doing that to somebody else? In other words, are you attaching somebody into your reality, and then when that person splits or changes or isn't the same person anymore, is that almost like a death of you? Like your identity now no longer exists because that person has now dissolved into something else or transformed or is just simply not the same person? And wouldn't you argue that almost every minute we're not the same person as we grow? And who would want to be? You are evolving. A 3-year-old is a 3-year-old. But I've heard before how there are adults that look like adults, but they're actually living as, children. Like in reality, like their minds are working sort of as a children's level and never reached some type of adulthood, even though their body did. But that's somewhat irrelevant. So my point being this: I'm not saying detach from other people or other people should detach from you. No. What I'm saying is you should have people around you, and the people around you should also be malleable in a way that they are part of your life regardless if you change. They like maybe something of the root of you, the core, and that the malleable you is still wanted by the other person, and you still want that other person too. That's pretty special. But I don't think it's what's happening in most people's lives. I think in most people's lives, people pick a role, and as soon as they change that role, even in the slightest, it scares the other person because it literally affects their reality. And I think when you affect someone's reality around them, they're very scared because it's almost like a piece of them has fell away. A piece of them or a piece of you in the reverse. So two people that are together, did you ever see how they never change sometimes? 50 years. They know everything about each other and they never change. They're the same characters for 50 years. Do you know why? Because they're both scared of losing their own realities. And so they use the word safety. There's a sense of safety. But that's not what it really is. It's not a sense of safety. What it is a sense of being a character that is maybe loved, that is known to the other person. And isn't there a safety in that, in knowing the other person? But is that reality, that a person should be the same for 50 years? No. And why would you want to be anyway? Change characters.